I think that from a rental housing perspective, or from a housing perspective, there's a huge deficit in France generally. The biggest gap are obviously around the larger cities, and Paris is first among those. But it's also the case of other cities around France, including Marseille, Lyon, and others. Clearly, the deficit today, if you think about, let's take just Paris only, you've got about 200,000 units that are going to be missing over the next 10 years. And that gap is actually even bigger for students, which is a topic that we focus on as well. We're talking about 250,000 units for students that is actually missing over the next 10 years for Paris only. So to put this in background, we've opened the office in Paris 6 months ago. So we're still very much in growth phase. What we've done is really build a pipeline of development opportunities. We're talking about probably around 5,000 beds already in the pipeline to be able to develop those over the next 3 years. And what we have as well is really grown the office. So we started with 2 people 6 months ago. We're now close to 5. We're going to be 20 by the end of Q2 this year. And our plan is really to be in France over the long term with a stable and very much staffed team, assets, and partners locally. I think it's not as much effectively right now existing challenges. I think that what I'm looking for with the interaction with cities and authorities is to have an open dialogue with their goals, their constraints, working with our goals and our constraints, and effectively finding a path to effectively help each of those authorities build better cities with our help, and for them to help us also build better businesses.